All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the drive-through. This is 5-5, number 29. It's a special live recording of the drive-through, sponsored by the deli. Let's hear it for the deli, Six Bell. All right, so this is 5-5, number 29, two-part question. Part one, solve for A in terms of X and Y. Well, this is called a crook problem. And it's the crook problem, whoops, that doesn't look very parallel. It's the crook problem because, I don't know why it's the crook problem, but I'll just make it up like I do everything else in the world. I think it's the crook problem because it's insinuating that someone, maybe a crook, stole a parallel line from the middle of it. Okay? If that parallel line was there, this problem would be a lot easier because now I can see my z's. Do you see the z? Do you see the z, class? So what does that make this? That's a y. Sorry, I'll go the other way. This isn't a z, it's like the outside of a z. Still alternate interior angles, okay? Can you guys confirm that I have this labeled right? Do I have it labeled right? Okay, so what does that make this part down here? X. And what does that make this part right up here? 180 minus y, and I don't know if we'll need it, but that makes that 180 minus x. So far, so good? Okay, so solve for A in terms of x and y. Well, I have to make an equation, and there's only one equation I think I can make. That if I take x and I add 180 minus y, it gives me A. Do you guys agree that that's a true equation? Okay, so what do I want at the end of this? I want A in terms of x and y. I'm done. It's not exactly very clean, but I could stop. Maybe I should write it as A equals x minus y plus 180. Okay? So far, so good? All right. If A is bigger than 90, then what is true for y minus x? Okay, we can do this. A is bigger than 90. What kind of teacher do I have in here if I'm sick? What's that called? A substitute teacher. What is that teacher doing for me? Substituting. What would be a good idea to do right here? Gosh, you guys are on fire right now. X minus y plus 180 is bigger than 90. It says what is true for y minus x. Okay, we can get there. X minus y is bigger than negative 90, right? Multiply each side by negative 1. Why would I multiply each side by negative 1? That gives me y minus x. Do you see how that gives that to me? It actually gives me minus x plus y, but what's the difference? Okay, transitive. Now, what is this thing? What happens to this thing? It flips, and so there you go. Got it? Now, more importantly than the answer to this question, one, you asked about this one because you were intimidated. You were intimidated because you don't see these types of questions asked a lot. You don't like the y in terms of x. But you knew everything you needed to know for that. And then two, maybe more importantly, do you understand why the sign switches when you divide by a negative? I'm just going to show you that real quick. Where's the alligator mouth? It's eating the bigger number, right? So now multiply both sides by negative 1. Or divide each side by negative 1. What do you get? And which one's bigger? That's why you flip them. Do you get that? That's the only reason you flip them. Can I get a boom?